Hey guys, how's it going? Ken Wentworth here, Mr. Biz. Hopefully you can deal with my squinting. I probably should have put on some sunglasses here. And it's a little bit windy, so I'm hoping the wind stays down a little bit so you can hear what the heck I got to tell you. So, first of all, first question for this video. Who out there has customers who pay them late? Anyone have customers who pay late? Raise your hand. Okay, we all do, right? Unfortunately, it's the way some people do business. Now, on that side, so you have collections work, right? So, who has someone who does collections for them that maybe doesn't perform the best, or you're disappointed in how they do collecting as far as their performance? A lot of the same hands went up, I'm sure. I can see you. I got Magic Superman X-ray vision. By the way, this is the kind of stuff we talk about in my Mr. Biz program. Go to MrBizProgram.com and check that out if you want me to help you with your business, make it work more profitably, more efficiently. MrBizProgram.com. So, back to collections. So again, we all have customers who pay late, and so consequently we have some sort of collections work. And you may have a collection collector who's maybe not doing, or who has responsibility for collections that's not performing as good as you would like. So here's a few things I would tell you with that can help. So first of all, you got to understand, no one likes collecting, right? No one likes doing that. It's a big pain in the neck. It's kind of confrontational. It can be awkward, tough situation. So there's a few things that, knowing that whoever has responsibility for doing collections in your business, they're probably going to procrastinate it, right? Because we procrastinate things we don't like to do. I know I do. I think most people do. It's just human nature. Especially if it's something you're not good at, right? People don't like to do things they're not good at. And you're probably not, or they might not be good at it because they don't like to do it, right? So they haven't really put the effort into getting better at it. So a few things you can do with that. First of all, make sure that that person has two things, very, very important to ensure success. Number one, make sure they have the bandwidth. They've got time to devote to it, and a sufficient amount of time to devote to it to be successful. The second thing is to make sure they have clear expectations. So you just give them a bunch of accounts and say, hey, make some phone calls. That's not expectations, other than saying you got to make some phone calls, right? And they, I'll tell you, we had one business. What the person would do, because they disliked it so much, is they would make the phone calls after hours, or when they knew the customer would not answer the phone, so they could leave a voicemail, because they didn't want to actually talk to someone. Well, how effective are voicemails for collecting? Probably not very good, right? Actually, they're not very good. So make sure they have clear expectations, and make sure they have time to devote to it, appropriate amount of time. Now, the expectations are very important. I'm losing my stuff here. Jeez Louise. Are very important. So one example I can give you is when you have, so we had a business that was doing this, and they had their receptionist was doing it. So they had someone who was there answering phones, greeting customers, etc. Well, as I mentioned, the procrastination thing and the bandwidth, she was busy greeting customers, and so she would kind of use that as a little bit of a crutch. I mean, it was true, but she needed more bandwidth. So having those expectations will let that person communicate back to you whether they have the appropriate amount of bandwidth. So to say, hey, you know what, I just don't have enough time to get to this every day, et cetera, et cetera. So then you can have another conversation. Can you free up their time? Should someone else be doing it? For example, not with getting too far down this rabbit hole, but another idea is to have, if you have a sales team, have the salesperson who's responsible for that account, who sold it, do any collections work, and make sure they don't get paid commission until the money comes in the door. So then they have a vested interest in making sure that they pay on time. The other thing you can do with whoever does any type of collecting work in your company is consider some type of incentive, so that they can, it gives them a little more oomph behind it, to not procrastinate and actually maybe kind of want to do it to get better at it. Establish some standards and say, hey, this is what we expect. If you are able to collect above and beyond this level, a certain level, then you'll get some sort of incentive with it. You'll get a percentage of what you collect. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can do it, depending on the scenario, the situation, how large the invoices are, etc. But a lot of good ideas with that. So again, that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Collections, and no one likes to do it. Make sure they have the right bandwidth, make sure they have clear expectations. Very important, because usually the collection stuff goes to someone who is like the catch-all, like a receptionist or someone like that, that maybe is not equipped or not has the bandwidth to be able to do it. So again, if you'd like more help with your business, run it more profitably, more efficiently, talking about things like this, talking about things specifically for your business, live sessions with me personally, go out and check out MrBizProgram.com. That's MrBizProgram.com. Don't forget it, third time, MrBizProgram.com. And I'd love to see you in the next session. Otherwise, we'll see you guys probably tomorrow for tomorrow's video. Who knows what we'll talk about tomorrow? Who knows? Hopefully the weather will be this nice. We'll talk to you guys again soon. See ya.